So do you also use LinkedIn to get more leads for your own business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly, and in this video we are going to understand how to register LinkedIn leads for WebinarJam sessions. So like you, I also use LinkedIn leads to get more leads for my own business. But further what I do is I offer a free webinar to all my LinkedIn leads. So to do this, I'm just going to simply create a connection between LinkedIn and WebinarJam in such a way that whenever we're going to receive a new lead from LinkedIn, automatically a registrant will be created in my WebinarJam with the same lead details. So to do this, we are simply going to create this connection. And how are we going to create that connection? For that, we're going to use Pabbly Connect, and we are just going to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language. So if you also want to create this amazing connection for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. So let's begin with the setup of LinkedIn and WebinarJam. So to do this, I'm just going to open the new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. Now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an easy to use automation tool which requires no programming or coding language to create connection between multiple applications. And today using Pabbly Connect, we are going to create a connection between LinkedIn leads and WebinarJam in such a way that whenever we receive a new lead from LinkedIn, automatically that lead will be created as the registrant in the webinar of my WebinarJam account. So as I've already mentioned in my introduction that I use LinkedIn to collect the leads for my business, and what I want is I want to offer a free webinar to all my LinkedIn leads, and to conduct these webinars I use WebinarJam. Alright, so I'm just going to move on further and create this connection. But before we move on further, I'll just show you something really helpful. This is the Pabbly community where automation users, business owners and marketers connect. Pabbly community is a space where users share their ideas, solutions, workflow tips and doubts. So if you are stuck at any step, the community is a great resource for guidance. And if you also want to join this amazing community, the link is given in the description box below. Make sure to check it out. Alright, I'm just going to move on further. Now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply go back towards the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and without wasting any much more time, I'm just going to move in further and create this automation. For that, I'm just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can simply click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And now it is opening the dashboard of my Pabbly Connect account. And to get started, I'm simply going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me to select the workflow builder, the new one or the classic one. So the new workflow builder is faster, flexible and ideal for those who want a modern interface, while the classic one on the other hand has a stable and familiar approach and ideal for those who want to try it and test it setup. So you can use any one of this. I'm just going to use this new one, so I'm just going to go towards the select of the new one. Now I'm just going to simply enter the name of my workflow right over here, which is register LinkedIn leads for WebinarJam sessions, and now I'm just going to simply select the folder in which I want to save this workflow. Alright, so as you can see on my dashboard, there are multiple folders in which I save my workflows, and if you also want to create a new folder, you can simply go towards this create new folder button and create your own. I've already created many, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations. And now I'm just going to simply click on this button which says create, and once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger starts the process and the actions are results towards the same. Alright, so to move on further, I'm just going to simply set up my trigger. So I'm just going to click on this add trigger button, and now for the trigger application, I'm just going to simply search for LinkedIn and then I'm just going to select it. And now for the trigger event, I'm just going to simply select it as lead notifications and click on this connect. And once I'm just going to click on this connect, it is giving me two options. So if you have already connected your LinkedIn account with Pabbly Connect, you can go towards this this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then connect with LinkedIn. And once I'm just going to click on this connect with LinkedIn, it is saying welcome back. So what you have to do is you simply have to enter your LinkedIn credentials and click on this sign in. And once you click on this sign in, your LinkedIn account will be connected with Pabbly Connect. And now it is asking me to select the sponsors add account. So I'm just going to simply select it right over here and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do the test submission in order to capture this webhook response. I'm just going to open my campaign, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply open this and do the test submission. And we're going to see that this is the ad which I'm running, right? So I'm just going to simply go towards this apply now, and now it is asking me for the email address and the phone number. So you must be wondering why it has already filled in the details like the first name, last name and company name. So my campaign is in draft mode right now. That's the reason that I can only fill in this email address and the phone number. But if your campaign is in live mode, or if you're running a live campaign, then your leads are going to get the option to fill in all of these details like the first name, last name and company name too. Alright, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to move in further and simply fill in this email address and phone number for now. Alright, I'm just going to simply keep the email address as new@pabblytudes.com, and now for the phone number, I'm just going to simply enter the phone number which is a test phone number. Now I'm just going to click on this submit, and once I'm just going to click on this submit, it is saying information sent to Pabbly. So with this we have successfully sent this information, or we have successfully did the test submission. So now I'm just going to open my workflow, and Pabbly is going to capture the response of this test submission right over here in my workflow. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds till Pabbly is capturing this response. And now you can see that we have successfully received the response right over here. You're going to see the email address, the phone number, the first name, last name and the company name. With this we have successfully completed our trigger step, or you can say with this we have successfully set it up our trigger step. And now whenever we're going to receive a new lead from LinkedIn, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Now what I want is I want to create a registrant in this webinar. So for that I'm just going to simply use WebinarJam. So I'm just going to click on this add new action step, and now for the action application I'm just going to simply select it as WebinarJam. So I use WebinarJam to conduct webinars for my own business because I really like the features WebinarJam offer, like the interactive chat mode, or you can say live recordings and all. So if you also regularly conduct webinars, I'll suggest you go and try WebinarJam once. It is really good. Alright, I'm just going to move in further. For the action event, I'm just going to simply select it as registered a person to webinar and click on this connect. Once I'm just going to click on this connect, now we have to connect our WebinarJam account with Pabbly Connect. So if you have already connected, you can go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me once again, click on this add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API key. And how are we going to get this API key? For that we simply have to open the WebinarJam account, and now from the left end of the side we have to go towards this webinars. And what I want is I'm just going to create this for this webinar, which is digital growth secrets. So I'm just going to go towards this advanced option right over here. So you have to keep in mind, you have to select the same webinar for which you want to create this automation, and then we have to go towards this API custom integration, and over here is the API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key, then I'm just going to paste it right over here in my workflow. And after pasting this, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says save, and once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our WebinarJam with Pabbly Connect. And now it is asking me to select the webinar, so I'm just going to simply select the webinar. Now it is asking me for the first name, last name and the rest of the details. So one by one I'm just going to enter all of these details, but we are not going to enter the details manually by typing it like this, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, and when we insert the details from the previous step, automatically our details turn dynamic and change with every new response received. And yes, I'm just going to simply map all of these details by simply searching for the details like this and mapping it. And yes, when we map the details, our workflow is ready to run in real time, because now the previous response will change and also these details are also going to change. Now for the schedule, I'm just going to simply select the schedule, move on further. For the phone country code, I'm just going to enter it as manually. So this is a static information right over here. With every new response, this message, or you can say this country code, will remain same, which is +91, because I want to create this automation only for India, because I'm offering this webinar only for Indian audience. So you can automatically customize this country code according to your own choice. Now for the phone, I'm just going to simply simply map the phone number to and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, it is saying could not find a valid date for this schedule. So if you get this error, what you have to do is you simply have to refresh this schedule field right over here and then select the date and time once again and click on this save and send test request. And once you do this, yes, you can see status success. We have successfully added the registrant in this WebinarJam. Alright, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply open my WebinarJam account, go towards this webinars and then towards this registrants. And after coming over here towards this registrant, I'm just going to select the webinar in which I added the registrant right now and click on this go. And once I'm just going to click on this go, we're going to see that we have successfully added the registrant. You're going to see the same first name, same last name, same phone country code, and we're going to see the same phone number and the email address which we received during our test submission. And with this, we have successfully completed our workflow. Now whenever we're going to receive a new lead from LinkedIn, automatically a new registrant will be added to our webinar, which is Digital Growth Secrets webinar. And all of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back in again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. So yes, now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just simply attach this workflow link in the description box below. You can access my workflow and create this amazing automation for your own business. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.